Man, it is way too nice to be in here. I'm taking this game outside.
Whoa, Tim, what are you doing?
I'm taking my office outside. It's way too nice to be in here.
You can't do that.
No?
No.
How you doing?
All right, I got a delivery for Mr. Timothy.
Yes, you do. Back it up.
All right, sure will.
It's a beautiful day, don't you know? It's a beautiful day.
This is The Thread.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate it. Now to set this stuff up. Whoa!
Good morning, Tim. How you doing today, sir?
What is up, Jay? What is this?
Thanks for having me over. Art Van's doing outdoors now. What do you think?
That's awesome. That's good news. Which reminds me of a place out in your neck of the woods, near your O'Fallon store.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Good News Brewing Company. Some fellas who took their passion and are using it to tell the world about their greater passion.
Always love beer, always love connecting with people.
I was looking for a hobby outside of like, music and skateboarding.
Really, it was a hobby that just got out of control.
So Good News Brewery is a couple guys that met in the Bible study and wanted to find a way to get people to come together, to just be in community. Matt and I met in a Bible study. I was brewing at home on my own for many years.
We did a Bible study in our small group with a book called Flesh by Hugh Halter.
It was about how Jesus took on flesh and blood and became human and interacted with people.
Turned his living room into a pub. And he would invite people in, people that didn't necessarily go to church or really believers or whatever, and just hang out. We took that Flesh book to heart and incorporated it into our small group and what we did on a monthly basis.
So we invited our friends, our neighbors, family members, and started doing this like monthly gathering where we would brew beer, eat pizza, and hang out, and just try to build a community.
Before we knew it, here we are. One of our deals is we're never satisfied.
We want to make outstanding beer, have good pizza.
People always want something new. That's what craft beer is always about.
Matt and I feel like we're called to inspire people's lives, to serve a community through shared good news.
And be able to touch people's lives and have those conversations at the bar, that's been more impressive to me than the business side of it.
When you have this one end goal and everybody's working to get there, like you know it's going to work well.
To go home at night after having one of those conversations and just knowing that you at least planted a seed or help make a difference or help somebody get through a difficult situation, it's an awesome feeling.
We just want to love people and just get to know them and build relationships. And hopefully they are inspired to want to know the good news.
Is that awesome or what? And now they're getting into the roasting business, as in coffee roasting. Pretty cool, right? Reaching lots of folks. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to tell you another way they're using that space to reach people and serve their mission. Pretty cool. Speaking of a mission, I wanted to take the inside out. You've done it right here, Jay. What is this?
Absolutely. So you know what? Just what you do in your house is you normally lounge around, you sit on your couch, that's where you want to spend your time. Why not bring that outside and have a nice sectional for your backyard, by your pool, by your patio, whatever works. The dog can hang out with you. So
Hi, Addison.
This is Addison, the Art Van office dog. And you know, this is what we do. So we don't get much work done, right?
Right. I mean, this takes the old plastic patio furniture to a new level. I mean, if I want to come work outside, I can do it in comfort, right?
You know, so often people, they get the standard table with the 4 chairs and the little dinky umbrella. And you know, we have everything starting from there all the way up to some really nice lounge seats. So again, you can kick back, relax. This is how you want to entertain. This is how your friends want to hang out. And you know, Art Van makes it possible.
Jay, this is awesome. It's like anything I do inside, now I can do it outside.
Not everything.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. There's probably a few things you shouldn't do outside.
Probably not.
1 or 2.
Things you probably shouldn't do, but if you do, you probably shouldn't do them outside. Groom your nose hairs.
Hey, yo, man, did I get them all?
No, you didn't.
Thanks. Maybe I'll French braid.
Practice your lines
Yeah.
for your school production of West Side
Really?
Story.
Yeah. We Jets ain't taking nothing off you Sharks. It's going down at the Rumble tonight. Oh, no, officer, it's just a costume. I was just rehearsing.
Talk on the phone with your doctor.
Yeah, Doc, it's like a rash. Actually, it's more like a boil, a festering boil with a pussy discharge. And it's got a couple of hairs growing out of it. What's up, man? Yeah, I pretty much scratched it raw. Really raw.
Nude yoga.
Namaste! Yoga.
Things you probably shouldn't do, but if you do, you probably shouldn't do them outside.
Yeah, if you're gonna do those things at all, maybe you should do them inside.
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
So. But there's a lot of things I can do outside, like work, thanks to this type of furniture.
Absolutely, isn't it great?
That's so cool, taking the inside out. But you know, the inside is a luxury we often take for granted. Not everybody has the luxury of having a home. And the Nehemiah Program in Ferguson is doing their part to make sure as many people as possible have a place they can call home.
And we have a big volunteer day. It's been absolutely amazing. So they all came out today, the 2 or 3 different companies and community.
This property was an abandoned, empty, vacant property, sat for years, taxes weren't being paid on it. And this program, really being a partnership with the city, is helping turn that around.
They donated the properties, we raised the funds. Even raising people to the next income levels is what we've been able to do, and train them, you know, as the mayor said, to be good neighbors, to be homeowners.
At the end of the day, if you see the families, the kids, the faces, like, is this mine? Yeah, it's yours. It's yours. I mean, it's yours. It's nothing compares to that.
This is gonna change a life.
And a community.
And a community at the same time.
Right.
And a lot of it didn't cost us anything but caring about our brother and about our community.
I was at a place where I didn't have a next turn. In the first conversation, I talked to her, she said, "You will not be homeless." And that kind of gave me some hope, because that was my biggest fear, was I can't be homeless. Nehemiah Program basically saved my whole entire, hopeless situation at that time. Just for what they done for me, and the spirit of excellence and the love that I felt, I know that I need to give that to others.
This is a lot of work.
I know.
Why keep doing it? What keeps you going?
Well, I've been in this position before. I was homeless, I've lived in shelters. I've been that person that people pointed fingers at, or that was a detriment to society.
Her story is a good story. That's the story everybody hopes for. Somebody who was addicted not long ago, it turned themselves around, now is in charge of this. This is like, American dream. This is the American dream.
We know what our differences are, but we are more alike than we are different. Everybody needs a home and wants a home. Black, white, rich, poor, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. If we could figure out the 75 or 85% of the things that we're alike about, we can change communities, we can change cities, we can change nations, we can change the world.
A lot of people go out there and say, I want to help the homeless, I want to help the needy, and they just sit on their butts. Vivian is out there every single day. She's helping the homeless. She's going through the halfway houses for the homeless. She's getting them into housing. She's getting them into the jobs they need.
It's not just 4 walls. It's love, And I hope when they walk through the door, turn the key, that they know how much love was put inside of it.
That's just one of many houses the Nehemiah Program is working on. And they're not just transforming landscape, houses, and neighborhoods, they're transforming lives. So cool.
The Thread, brought to you by Bomarito Automotive Group.
This is Frank Bomarito for the Bomarito Automotive Group. If you're considering using any internet-based car buying service, consider Bomarito.com first. With 12,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from multiple franchises, the Bomarito Automotive Group will have your car at your price. And we'll show you a better deal. Dealer direct at Bomarito. Don't pay extra for a middleman. Let the Bomarito Automotive Group earn your business today Bomarito.com.
Know Your Zone. Hello, everybody. It's time to play Know Your Zone, and we have our first contestant.
Hi, I'm Carnita.
Welcome to Know Your Zone. You get my good side?
Monty.
All right. Okay, question for you. What is the most common natural disaster in the United States?
Flood?
Flooding! In fact, 90% of all natural disasters include flooding. Coming in second was reality TV.
Oh.
Which homeowner should buy flood insurance? Someone with a house near a creek or on a hill?
Near a creek?
Actually, it's both. Everybody lives in a flood zone.
Okay.
You live in a flood zone.
I live in a flood zone.
I live in a flood zone.
Everybody lives in a
They live in a flood zone. Yes. Final question. What local organization wants to get the word out to folks to know your zone and get information about flood insurance?
St. Louis Sewer District.
Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District. You are right. Go to knowyourzone.org. Know Your Zone. Hey, Threadheads, who's ready to do some shopping? Yeah? You want to get in on the hottest styles of the season? Don't be jelly. This look could be yours, too. It's as easy as heading over to thethreadstl.com. The Thread store is open 24/7, so you can thread up your wardrobe with some stylish shirts and lids. You're going to look good in that. Go to thethreadstl.com, click on the shop page, and get your Thread threads, because it's time to thread up, y'all. I think this is Virginia's shirt. Don't worry, we've got other sizes. Virginia! Hold on. Hey, are my tennis shoes deductible?
Tim, what are you doing?
I got to get my taxes done, my investments, and I got to make a will.
Come on, I know just the place. Come on. You are going to love Securus' Circle of Advisors. They can help you with your tax advice, your legal needs, your investments, and your insurance.
Awesome.
Tim, meet your Circle of Advisors.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Well, we did tell you to bring everything.
Securus Circle of Advisors, helping people build and secure their vision of retirement.
This week's Thread Up story is brought to you by Securus Circle of Advisors.
Aha, just in time for snack time. I got a sweet treat for Jay. Hey, Jay, whoa!
Hey, welcome.
This is perfect.
What do you think of this?
I love it. Tell me about this one.
So Art Van has all aluminum patio furniture. So this can be outside all year long. It's not gonna rust, absolutely perfect. Nice, comfortable seats, huge giant umbrella for shade. And you know what? Perfect for having a snack.
Yeah, and bringing a mealtime outside. I love it this time of year. You want a beverage? Look at this thing.
Absolutely, you like that? We got coolers, you name it for outdoors, we got it all.
It's on wheels too, I love
Isn't that great? What do you got there? What's this?
Well, I got a treat for you, look at that.
Where'd you get this?
I'm glad you asked. It's from Timothy Lutheran Church right down the street here. They raise their own bees.
Wow.
But they're not just raising bees and not just making honey, they're making friends. Time to suit up.
Suit up.
All right.
Ready for surgery.
Yeah. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, Jim, not a miracle worker.
Ron joined Timothy about 16 years ago, probably, and he started beekeeping, and he got me kind of excited.
Rule number 1, smoke the bees.
This calms the bees down. Pop this up, lift that part of it up just a little bit, and I'll shoot a little smoke in there and let them know we're coming in. The people in the community, we reached out to the folks, and they were interested, so.
What better thing than to start farming in the city, urban beekeeping?
If we lose our bees, we lose our food. From a third of what you eat is touched by a bee.
Everyone in this neighborhood is seeing an increase in their garden.
And what you're gonna see on that one looks like it's just full of honey.
Look at all that honey.
We just thought there was a lot of interest in the city and good way to build community. One of our values here is to have individual outreach. And so a way to individually outreach, we just connect with people. On our Christmas market every year, it's the first Saturday, so a lot of vendors come. The whole neighborhood comes. It's just really a great outreach. But we have our Timothy Urban Beekeepers. We have a booth, and we bottle our honey. And it's a little expensive what we sell it for, but people know it's a donation back into the community, back into our beekeeping.
Ron has probably been the greatest asset we have, because as a mentor, you need that support when you just start out. You don't know anything that's going on.
So those smaller ones are the ladies, and they're the workers, and the males are obviously the guys.
They're just guys.
They're just guys. All they do is hang around and eat. You know, when you have 80,000 bees swarming around your head, it's a little intimidating, and so especially if you've never done it before.
Ron is extremely gracious in calling you back when you're in a panic, going, I don't know what to do. And it's like, take it down a notch. This is what we're going to do.
So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking to see if I see a queen on here.
And she'll lay 2,000 eggs a day, Kim.
Whoa. That
So a
one,
hive like this could get up to 80 to 100,000 bees.
Wow, that's a lot of bees.
And there's no sort of religious part of it, except that we talk about God's creation, talk about all that God has done in a miraculous way through these bees that we see. Every time we get into those hives and everybody starts, wow.
How much does this just exemplify the opportunity for ministry wherever you are and in whatever you do?
That's what we're really working on. Is it's not just inside what happens, but it's when people leave. Once you have a conversation with someone and you build trust, you build community, then everything's on the table to talk about. You can have your opinion, I can have my opinion, but we can still relate to each other into the day. And the common thing that brings us back now together is beekeeping. It doesn't have to just be beekeeping. I just want people to, whatever excites you.
It's very encouraging to me. I really enjoy it a lot. I like working with the bees and working with all the folks in the community. It's a lot of fun.
And I love this. And Ron loves this. You can tell he has a passion for it. And he loves to teach it. And so I love to tell people, meet Ron Danbeck. And then it just spirals from there.
What a unique and awesome outreach. So cool what they're doing. And look, they're making lots of friends there. In fact, some people aren't even raising bees, but they just come out on Saturdays to be a part of the fellowship. So cool. And look at this. They dropped off some of the raw honey still in the hive. You got to try this.
So this
Jake.
is like right out of the hive?
Yeah, you just take a piece of that comb and chew it till you get all the honey out.
Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Wow, that's unreal. So where is this made?
Right down the street.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Is that cool or what?
That's unreal. This is amazing.
It's good stuff. Hey, you know what? Not only do we have some honey, I've got some questions.
Tim, I just did the hot seat. I think I'm good for a few more episodes.
No. I got a special guest. Pastor Bill is here.
Even better.
Yeah, you know what that means. It's time for the hot seat, brought to you by
Art Van Furniture.
Oh yeah, we got Pastor Bill from Timothy Lutheran Church in the hot seat with his honey, and he's ready to go. All right, Pastor, everything here in this hot seat is themed off honey and bees.
Okay.
That's your category. You have 30 seconds. Clock will start after I ask the first question.
Okay.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right,
Go.
here we go. A beekeeper is a keeper of what insect?
Honeybees!
Yes, absolutely. This sweet treat produced by bees is considered to be the only food that will never spoil.
Honey!
Yes, absolutely right, right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. In the hive, are the worker bees male or female?
Female.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The royal ruler of the hive is called?
The queen bee.
Yes, queen bee. We also would have accepted Beyonce. And finally, why did the beekeeper have to go to the doctor?
He got stung by the bees.
Close. He had the hives.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He had the hives because you have hives. Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Guess what?
What?
You just conquered the hot seat.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Art Van Furniture. I'm in.
I'm Jay Steinbach, and I'm grand opening my 5 new Art Van Furniture stores to bring a world-class furniture and mattress experience to St. Louis.
More style, more selection, more savings. Memorial Day savings start now. Beat the crowds and get huge discounts store-wide. Plus, up to an extra 37% off the sale price or 0% financing for 60 months. Come see what the buzz is all about.
The #1 grand opening sale in America is at Art Van Furniture.
Okay, so this is a generational piece. Richard's an artist. He's a master at what he does.
Once he showed it to me, I absolutely loved it. I had no idea I could find something like this just around the corner from my house.
I want an S in the middle, and I don't know how the kids' initials are going to nest in here. We want Christ in there too with a cross. Immediately gets a piece of paper out, starts sketching it out, and then I'm like, that's it.
I love it. Every day I look in the mirror and I just can't believe I get to wear it.
If you're in the market for jewelry, make your way to Newsteaders, where honesty and integrity meet. What? Our time's almost up together already? You mean I gotta wait till next Saturday? That's way too long. We gotta catch up during the week. I got a great idea. Hey, why don't you follow us on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, we've got content that doesn't actually fit on our 30-minute show, right? And we're adding new messages all the time. So follow us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's our way to keep up with you throughout the week. And we can thread up all week long. Follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. See you soon. Woo-wee! Jay, after that hot seat and honey snack, I'm ready for a little R&R. Check this out.
Absolutely. Come and, relax a little with Art's Backyard. So again, it's not just about that table and chairs, which we have. It's about just enjoying your backyard, being outside and really loving it. We got the fire pit. We got the really nice, comfortable lounge chairs. We got our cooler. And the frog.
I love the frog. You've got all these cool accessories too.
Oh, tons and tons of accessories. What do you think?
Man, I think this is comfortable. I think I could take a siesta.
You know what, Tim? Just lean back.
What? It's a recliner.
Absolutely. We're all about making your house a home at Art Van Furniture.
You talk about taking the inside out. I got a recliner. And you mentioned this is furniture for all seasons because we're enjoying the warm weather now, but come winter, you fire up the fire pit and you can still cool on your back.
Absolutely. Listen, you got it, might as well use it.
Absolutely. Which reminds me of Good News Brewing. Remember earlier we told you about how they're brewing beer, making awesome pizzas, and about to get into the coffee roasting business. Well, guess what? They're using that space in O'Fallon for a whole other purpose. Check this out.
So, welcome to Good News. The goal was sometime to have services or to have something that kind of looks like church, but not a church. We did our first service, and on Christmas Eve, the patio was packed. It was standing room only. We said, let's do one for Easter. Let's see how that goes. And the times that I'm following Jesus, things make so much more sense. I'm at peace, and I have hope. Easter was amazing. We had people who came to the service that said they wouldn't have gone to church on Easter.
I would not have. Absolutely not.
They came here. We just thank you for coming here to just spend time with us for Easter.
It's just a gathering, a place where people can come, not be judged or conditioned in certain ways. And so we were open to that.
It's accepting. There's no stereotypes. It's not for the perfect Christian. It's for everyone.
And the pastor was amazing, and the stories and the community around the table, I really enjoyed that as well.
I enjoyed the simplicity of it. And with that simplicity, I feel like there's a lot of power of the truth.
That's exactly why we're doing this. That's the whole purpose, is to get people who are never going to step foot in a church, people who have been hurt by the church. The once churched people and the unchurched people is who we want to try to connect to. What would it look like? Let's say that we were functioning as one. Imagine that world. If it's just one person that we touch, that's what it's all about. If we just touch one person's lives and just reorient people's life towards Christ, that's what we're called to do.
It's not about the beer, it's not about the pizza, it's not about getting rich or anything like that. It's about spreading the word.
Just another way Good News is seeking to share the good news. The response has been overwhelming, so they're planning to have more gatherings like that in the future. I love the message and mission here, taking the light outside the walls, like Timothy Lutheran Church with their Timothy Urban Beekeepers. I mean, they're taking their hobby and using it to build relationships and share the light right there in their neighborhood. How about Vivian Dudley with the Nehemiah Program? Having been homeless herself, she knows what a difference a home can make in her life. So she's doing everything that she can with as many volunteers and supporters as possible to make sure those who don't have the safety and security of a home have it. You know, before Jesus ascended into heaven after his resurrection, when he gave the Great Commission to his disciples, these are the words he said. He said, "Go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything that I've commanded you." Now, we often hear that verse from Matthew 28 used in connection with like foreign missions overseas. But go is not the emphasis of that verse in the Greek. It's not the main verb. The main verb in the sentence is make. Make disciples. It more truly translates as you go, make disciples. In other words, yes, overseas, yes to the ends of the world, but also yes in whatever you do, wherever you go, as you go to work, down the street, to the corner market, wherever you go, take the light with you and make disciples. You know, it was a stormy, rainy night in Ontario, Canada, and Warren Hudson was gathering with some folks for a special Saturday night service at church. They could hear the thunder outside and they knew this storm was going to be a doozy. A few moments later, they heard a loud clap of thunder and a flash of lightning, and the church was plunged into complete darkness. While the congregants stayed in their seats, the pastor felt his way into the kitchen and to a drawer, and he pulled out some leftover candles from the Christmas Eve service and a book of matches and went back into the sanctuary. As he lit one candle, that candle was used to light the next until they had them all lit. And then all these worshipers with their candles made their way through the winding halls of the church to the front door. And they opened the door and they just saw the storm raging. And Hudson writes this, he says, There we stood in the darkness, this little band of Christians, each holding a light, trying to decide whether we should venture out into the storm or stay inside in hopes that the storm would soon pass. What are we gonna do? We're called to go out into the storm. What are we gonna do with our light? And if you need some encouragement, that verse in Matthew 28 ends with these words from Jesus. Behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. You don't go it alone. He's with you. So the question is, what are you gonna do with your light? Where are you gonna take it? Well, that brings us to the end, but not the end. You know what I'm talking about. Those are drones.
Those are males.
What are they gonna do?
Well,
nothing.
Nothing. They do nothing but eat and watch TV. No.
That's it.
Watch Channel 2, right?
That's it. That's all they gotta do. Watch the thread, will ya?
That's right.
If you have a choice. You know what the bee said when he got back home to the hive after work?
Or show it.
Honey, I'm home. See what I did there?
I saw that.
Yeah, okay.
Spot Media Production Group.